Hi, it's Lucy, and today I'm going to be tier ranking all of my completed series. So this kind of video has been going around YouTube for a while. People have been tier ranking literally everything. There's a website called Tier Maker where you make tiers of things and you basically rank things based on whatever you want. So for me, I'm going to be ranking my completed series. I was inspired to do this specific way to do the video by Hannah from A Clockwork Reader. She did a video of her completed series, but my definition of completed series is different from her definition, so let's just do that real quick. For me, I'm doing all the series that I have ever completed, which means I read all the books in the series, not including like novellas or anything. So if there's like 1, 2, 3, and I read the 1, 2, 3, it's fine. If there's like 1.5 and a 2.5 and I didn't read those, I'm still counting it as completed. So that's my definition of completed series. And I've mentioned this a couple of times, but my Goodreads goes back to 2009. So I have every series that I've completed since then, I think, or most of them, and some a little before. Like some series I know I've completed, so I just added those in, like Harry Potter, which I definitely completed before 2009, but I know I finished it. So I'm just gonna be ranking them. Hopefully I can do that thing where the screen shows and I'm a little person in the corner, and yeah, we're gonna do the thing. I do want to apologize for any noise my cat makes. He has decided now is the time to be crazy, so yeah, sorry about that. In case you're wondering, you hear something running around, it's my cat. Also, I want to point out that I do a series of videos basically every year about my completed series. So if you want any more detailed reviews for most of these series, I think they're probably in one of my completed series of that year video. So I will have a playlist of those videos linked down below in case you're interested. And yeah, now we're gonna get into some rankings. Yeah, okay, it's fine. Okay, so since I've never had to record my screen outside of a live stream, I'm using some weird program, so sorry if anything is not that great, but let's get into it. First, let's do Crazy Rich Asians. This is fine. I think it was good. Yeah, I would rank it as good. I enjoyed reading it. I finished the last book last year, and it was fun. I had a good time reading it, so it goes under good. The Wrath and the Dawn. This was fine, I think. If I had to rate it again, I would give it a lower rating than I did. I think I gave both books 4 stars, and I don't know if they didn't really stick with me. Tiny Pretty Things. I loved this duology when I read it. There are definitely some issues within the story. I've seen other people talk about them, but I loved it when I read it, so it's gonna go under great. And I did a whole video where I did like 5 reasons to read this duology. So if you wanna see that, check it out. Article 5, this was during my dystopian phase, I read this. It was fine. The Golden Compass, this might have been good, but I really liked the first 2 books, and for some reason the 3rd book I was really annoyed at. I don't even really remember what happened, except there was a romance that I thought was super duper unnecessary and also like really out of left field for me. So it's either fine or bad. I think I'm gonna go with fine because I did like the first 2, but I just really did not like that last book. The Program Duology. This is another thing in my dystopian phase. This is also fine. This is also one of those series that got extended because who knows why. I guess it did well, but I'm counting it as a duology because when I read it, it was marketed as a duology and I had no interest in it, and I'm still counting it as a completed series because I'm not gonna let some marketers decide when I finish a series. There's a bug outside my window, but it's fine because it's outside, not inside. Anyway, back to this. The Knife of Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness. I really like this series. I think I would mark it as great. I don't really remember it that much now. I feel like I have to reread it because there is a movie that's going to come out at some point. Apparently it's been like pushed back a lot. So yeah, but whenever that does come out, I will probably reread it or attempt to reread it. Shadow and Bone. I really like this series. I know a lot of people don't love it, but I do. I don't love it, but I just enjoyed it. And Shadow and Bone walked so Six of Crows could run. Delirium, another book that was in my dystopian phase. This is fine. Fine, good. Fine, good. I really liked it when I read it when I was younger, but it might just be fine. This is Another Day, no, One Day. I forgot what this book is called, and you can't really tell from the snippet here, but You know what this book is called. You've seen it. It was a movie. I never saw the movie. I think as a duology, it's bad. The first book was good. The second book was so really unnecessary, so I'm going to put it as bad. Divergent. Divergent. This is an unpopular opinion, but I really liked the last book. I read it before I was critical, but even if I was still critical, the things that I would critique is not the big thing that a lot of people hate. I won't spoil it in case you haven't read it yet, but I liked that happened. I thought it was really interesting. So, there. The Winner's Curse. I liked the first book, did not like the second book that much, did not like the third book at all. So this was bad. Bad? Yeah, I think. To All the Boys I've Loved Before, we have our first God tier. I loved this trilogy, so did everyone else. That's why it's a Netflix movie and another Netflix movie, and it's getting another Netflix movie. I still haven't seen the second Netflix movie because I want to reread the series before I do that, but I loved Lara Jean. I just love To All the Boys I've Loved Before. So, yeah. 13 Little Blue Envelopes. I really don't remember reading the second book in this duology, but I did. So, yeah. But the first book was fine, so it goes under fine. This is Peeps, the Peeps duology by Scott Westerfeld. This is like a duology. It's about like vampire zombie things. Like, I don't know. It was fine. I wouldn't say it was bad when I read it. Maybe if I read it now, it was bad. Kiss Me, Kill Me. This is probably nobody has heard of this. I don't remember who wrote this, but it was like a 4-book series where this girl goes to a boarding school and has to try and solve like murder mysteries. It was pretty bad. Bad but good, but it was bad. Another one that was definitely bad but good, Airhead by Meg Cabot. This literally follows a girl that ends up in a terrible accident, and then she has a brain transplant into a model, which is wild. So she's trying to figure out what's happening. So this is bad, but I enjoyed reading it when I read it, but I did read it in high school. The Queen of the Tierling. I loved the first book, really enjoyed the second book, did not like the third book. Is there a trend? Is there a pattern? Maybe. I'm still going to rank it great because I did love the first book so much, and the second book was good. The Bells. Really enjoyed the first book. Second book, couldn't even finish it. So, fine, good. I'm going to go with fine because I couldn't finish the second book. Illumine went progressively downhill for me. Well, not really progressively. It was like up here, and then Gemina brought it down here, and then Obsidia was like here. So, yeah. Good? I'll give it good. Six of Crows, God tier. We don't need an explanation. I have talked about Six of Crows to death, I feel like, the duology as a whole. The Midnighters duology by Scott Westerfeld, you will notice that a lot of these, I read Scott Westerfeld's series because I think he mostly wrote series anyway, and I used to really like reading his books. I do have a author ranking of Scott Westerfeld, I believe. It's on my channel if you want to see it. It's an older video, so it's not as good as my current videos, I think. But if you want to check it out, you can check it out. So, the Midnighters duology, trilogy, it's a trilogy, follows this group of teens who all discover that there is a secret hour after midnight, but only they experience it. Everyone else sleeps through it. They only experience it as like a minute. And so they are like exploring that, why they're the only ones who are awake, why this is happening. And I like this series. We have the Ugly Quartet. Couldn't even remember how much of it there was. I really liked the first 3 books, and then Specials I read like a while after I finished the series, so I didn't like that one as much. So overall, the first 3 I think I would give a good, and the last one I think I would still give it a good with all of it. The Thousandth Floor, another bad but good, but I think I'm going to give this a fine. Crank. This was actually a trilogy. Technically, this was a companion trilogy, but I still count it because it was marketed as a series. I don't know. I liked her less and less, and I read the last book in the trilogy a while after I read the first one. So I think this is a fine. I feel bad given the subject matter. Impulse, I really liked the first book. Once again, I read the second book like a little bit after I stopped caring about it, but I think it would still be good. We have the Skinned trilogy by Robin Wasserman. I really like this trilogy. When I read it, once again, I think I might have been in like 8th or maybe 9th grade. This one is also wild. It's about another one with brain transplants. Maybe that was a trend for me. But basically, it's about a girl who like gets into a serious accident, and so her brain is uploaded into like a robot. But it's like a cyborg kind of thing. Like you're like a person. Like it looks like a person. The body looks like just like another person's, but it is like robot. You know, like it's manufactured. So I am gonna put this in good tier. I think it was good when I read it, but the ending did leave things to be desired. It's a fine. Gingerbread. I loved this trilogy. When I was reading it, I just related to it so much. I don't really even know why. The main character is probably a brat. If I reread this now, I probably wouldn't like it as much, but I liked it when I read it, so I'm gonna put it in here. And it's a great tier. Nothing's in the worst yet, which is cool. Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. I really like this series, but the romance in it really did not do a lot of things for me, so it goes under good. The princess saves herself in this one. This is like a companion thing because it's all poetry, but I'm still gonna put it here. It's fine. Let's do another one. Okay, the Evermore trilogy. This is not a trilogy, quintet. I think there's 5 or 6 books. This is the worst. It's bad. As I was reading it, it was bad. I remember thinking that, and it was still like, I guess it was a little past my Twilight phase, because my Twilight phase was really like 7th to like 9th grade maybe. So this was like 10th grade I was reading it, so I was still like close to it. And as I was reading it, I was like, this is just a worse version of Twilight, which it was. So sad. Speaking of Twilight, let's do Twilight. Twilight, as many girls in their like not elementary, middle, high school years, I loved it. I'm gonna put in great, you know? It made me feel great reading it and being part of the fandom, so it goes under great. Howl's Moving Castle. This is another one where it dipped in the middle, but kind of got brought back up. I really liked the first one, didn't like the second one as much. Third one I really liked, so it's going under good. This Savage Song, first one was fine, second one was fine. It's a fine series. High Society. What is this? I think this is a good. I really liked that series. The Giver, I'm going to give it another good. A lot of people don't like the series. They don't like the last 3 books in it because it does work as a standalone. They don't like the closure, I guess, that we get, but I liked it. I enjoyed it. Cinder. I liked the first 3, and then I read the 4th one way too far away from the first 3, so I didn't really have as much affection for the series. So I think I'm going to put it under good. Or fine, good, fine, good, good. The Match trilogy. Lots of people hated this, but I liked it. I just remember enjoying it. This was probably deep in my dystopian phase. Fine. The Boyfriend List by E. Lockhart. I really like this. This was the first book that I read by E. Lockhart, and then she started writing thrillers, which I also enjoyed. But yeah, I thought this was good. The Series of Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket. Great, good, great. I am still in the middle of a reread, but I did originally read all 13 books, so I can still rank it. I'm going to put it in great. Daughter of Smoke and Bone. Fine. Bumped by Megan McCafferty. This is wild. This is bad. That is bad, okay? Look it up if you want to. The whole premise is bad. It's the reading experience of it, bad. I don't know why I finished the second book. I just was into dystopians, and the writing of it is really weird, is bad. The Legend trilogy, quartet, whatever it is now, and it's not God tier, sorry. Fine, good, great, good. I think I'm gonna go in good because I don't really remember it that much. Sorry. The Summer I Turned Pretty is fine. This was one of the first book reviews I did on my channel. I think I probably have privated it by now, but if it's not privated, then you can go find it. I'm not gonna link it, but I expressed my disappointment in the second 2 books, but I did not rate it accordingly. I think I gave it like between 4 and 3.5 stars, like overall. But like now it's the first book is really good. I stand by that, and it would work as a standalone. Okay, so we're at the last, whatever number that is. I'm not gonna count. So let's do Anna and the French Kiss trilogy. This is once again a companion trilogy. I, once again, really liked this trilogy, even though a lot of people don't like it now. But when I read it, I had a good time. I really liked the last book. So I'm gonna put this in great, good. I didn't like the first book. I'm still gonna put it in great. The Girl in the Steel Corset series, looking back, even now, I know that it was not that good. I feel like probably the writing wasn't that great, but I really enjoyed it for what it was at the time. It's like a steampunk series, and I enjoyed it. So it's under good. Generation Dead, I don't know who wrote this. I remember reading the first 2 books and really liking it, and then the 3rd book I remember reading and not knowing what the heck was happening. So yeah, that probably brings it down to fine. This is about basically zombies start coming. Like basically teenagers start turning into zombies, like they die and then they come back to life. And this is about, I think the first one is about, I don't know, a girl who falls in love with a zombie maybe. I think that's it. So it's fine. All These Things I've Done by Gabrielle Zevin. I loved this trilogy. It might have been God tier, but it's been so long since I read it, I'm gonna put in great tier because I just don't remember enough to say whether or not it's God tier. So, great tier. The Maze Runner by James Dashner. The worst. Bad. I'm gonna put in the worst. It was so bad. The first book is the only somewhat readable thing. The rest of the series is bad. I think I read the second one and then I gave up on the 3rd one. I was like, no. And I just watched the movie, and the movie was also bad. So don't recommend it. Harry Potter, God tier. Do we need an explanation? I don't think so. The Hunger Games, God tier, great tier, God tier, great tier. I'm gonna give it God tier, even though the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I think, is coming out. So that might move it down because nobody really wanted a President Snow prequel. I Tell You I Love You, but then I'd have to kill you. By Ally Carter. I really liked the series when I read it, so I think it's gonna go under great. I had a good time the whole time I was reading it, so great tier. The Goddess Test, bad. This was bad. I know it was bad. I think I liked it when I read it, but I know it was bad. The Peculiar Children series, good. I think it's good. The last one left things to be desired, and I hated the romance in this. So, but the writing and the story was fine. I think maybe it should go under fine. I think it's gonna go under fine. It's a fine series, actually, and I'm not reading the reboot, re-up, whatever we're calling it. I don't know if I've expressed how much I hate that authors do that, but yeah, I hate when authors just add on to a series for no reason, and nobody was asking, and then they just do that, instead of just letting a complete series be a complete series. Like, if you planned it to be this long, let the plan happen. Why do you have to change it after you already executed the plan? Anyway, the last book, this is kind of anticlimactic. I guess I should have saved one, but it's the Anna Dressed in Blood series by Kendare Blake. Kendare Blake is more well known for her 3 Dark Crown series, I think. I haven't read that, but I did read this. It's like a horror duology about, it kind of reminds me of Supernatural, which I've never seen, but just the vibes of it. It's basically about this guy who has to go around places and put demons back or ghosts back, and he gets to this specific place and this girl shows up. I mean, she's a ghost, and something happens. I don't really remember that much. It was fine. So that's it. That's the end of my tier ranking. This is the God tier. This is the great tier. This is the good tier. This is the fine tier. This is the bad tier. And then these 2 books are the worst. They're the worst TM. So yeah, that's it for this video, I think. I hope you enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I hope you had fun doing it. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have any opinions about what I ranked everything, if you have any opinions about any of these series, let me know in the comments down below. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel because I make more videos where I talk about books. And hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time I post a video. Again, thank you so much for watching. Follow me on my social media. I have lots of things, including a second channel that I have recently started, a my Goodreads, my Twitter, my Instagram, which has pictures of my cat who's sleeping in the back over there. Can you see him? No, but he's sleeping. I assure you, he looks so cute. He is adorable. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.